Hi Libra, welcome back. So Libra, this is going to be your you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so the roles may be reversed. Feel free to flip it if needed. Also, my readings are timeless, so I trust that when this finds you, it's for you. So Libra, when I was meditating on the collective Libran energy, I got an image of someone closing a lid. Okay, followed by, I really couldn't tell what it was, but someone was squeezing something, and then as enough pressure was applied, it like shot out of their fingernails, or shot out of their finger. So I feel like, symbolically speaking, Libra, you may be closing the door on some things, trying to close a chapter on some things in your own life, or, putting a lid on it. Maybe you're not closing a chapter out, so to speak, but you're still trying to keep a lid on it, or keep a lid on your emotions or what you're really thinking, those types of things. Try and keep your calm, keep your demeanor. But I feel like the energy is almost pushing you. Like I think it was like a gel pill, if that makes sense. Like the gel pills. But I feel like, universe is getting ready to launch you, so to speak, into the next chapter regardless. So I feel like whatever there's been keeping a lid on about is only temporary, right? Because when enough pressure gets placed within the energy, it's going to shoot you into a forward momentum direction is what I'm feeling. So interesting messages. Sometimes, they're a little bit visually interesting. Let me keep it that way, what they show me. So let's see, Libra, what the overall energy is and what that has to do with your reading. All right. So, you got a lot of cards here. So you have Jupiter, Ascendant, Gemini, Pisces. So you could be dealing with Gemini, Pisces, have that in your chart, and or it's just the influencing energy. So this is about expanding your outlook on life. Some of you expanding your wardrobe, or expanding your home, or thinking about, places that you want to expand your horizons in. It could even be career for a few. But this is about enthusiasm, optimism, luck, your worldview, mission statements, also body image and your outlook on self and self-image being highlighted, all right? Then there's this very communicative energy coming in here, where, you're getting a little bit curious, maybe wanting to be a bit more social, but at the same time kind of keeping a lid on it, right? So when you combine these two energies, Gemini and Pisces energy, it's like being very social, being very talkative, but not really talking about the heart of the matter, or keeping things a bit superficial. Okay, so maybe doing a lot of small talk, or, doing a lot of talking, but not talking about the deeper things, the deeper meanings, keeping some of that to yourself, your deeper emotions, which, we all do that to some extent, but I feel like that's being highlighted more so during this time than usual. So it's like, I feel like you have a lot of deep emotion going on, Libra, but you're not really in the mood to, put it all out there. That's why I keep being drawn back to keeping a lid on it, right? But there might be a situation during this time frame, or a person that's kind of putting the pressure on you a little bit to maybe spill it. Or maybe that's what you're doing to someone else. We'll see. So, Libra, let's see what your overall energy is. Then we'll get out the person that you might be dealing with. Person you might be dealing with can be anyone in your life. It's not always an ex, okay? But it certainly can be. But it also can be a current partner. It could be a friend, a family member, a coworker, you name it. So keep an open mind, all right? Your overall energy is the Five of Swords, which talks about loss in this deck. It talks about feeling at a loss of words, I feel. Feeling like, when you say things and then you think, oh, that didn't come out right, or, you know, you go to express yourself, but it's like the words that you used were not exactly the words that you felt, and then wanting to like revise or rehash things. That type of energy is what I feel right now going on. And I think that's what this Gemini Pisces combination is enhancing as well. So I feel like this person, interestingly enough, is in the Knight of Swords. So this is all about direct communication, blunt communication, you know, not mincing words. This is what it is. And I feel like your response in this situation or person or during this time frame is like, you feel, you know, at times that you can't win for losing, you know, that you think you're saying the right thing and then you later feel like maybe I could have said it differently, or, you know, someone misinterprets your words and twists them, and it's just like, why even bother explaining myself, you know, like that type of energy. All right, I feel that on your side, but keep in mind, because it's general, feel free to flip-flop it if you need to. All right, so now we're going to go into recent past, and then we're going to look at your perception of each other, how you genuinely feel underneath it all, what your hopes are, and most likely future outcome for my Libra. Recent past energy. So you have the Four of Swords here. The Hermit. The Emperor and the Fool. I have a song that keeps wanting to come through, and it's making me a little hesitant because I can't really get it. And it starts with "So You Say." I'll come back to it. Or maybe it'll come to me. Or "So You Say." Yeah, I don't know if that's your catchphrase during this time frame. It's like, and if you think about the overall message being about miscommunication, misinterpreted communication, it's like, oh, that's what you're doing, or "so you say." You know, like, there's an element of distrust with that statement, or like not really believing, you know, someone's words because they don't match up with the actions. All right, so that could have been past energy that I'm feeling, but for some of you it's present. So Four of Swords, the Hermit, and then the Emperor and the Fool. So I feel like Aries, some of you are dealing with an Aries. Libra, you may have been keeping quiet about some things, you know, doing a lot of inner reflection. This is the energy I felt earlier. You know, maybe you'll engage in small talk, but not really going in depth about what it is that you're feeling. Some of you are going through, you know, like a spiritually enlightenment type of energy right now, where you're doing a lot of reflection on not just yourself, but like your belief structures and how that fits into your life now. And some of you may be starting new practices in religion or spirituality, meditation, things like that, or you're being encouraged to. But I feel like this is you kind of taking ownership and control, all right? So I feel like that's been an important emotion for you in the recent past, because I think that you're learning to rely a little bit more on faith and not so much on the tangible anymore. So some of you really put a lot of onus on, you know, your practical reality and things that you own and places you've been, and all of that's good, you know, that's life experience. But now it's like in this newest chapter, Libra, it's more about the ethereal state of mind, the spiritual self, you know, the things that we cannot taste, touch, and see, and exploring that world, the inner world, you know, because I always tell people we're participating in two realities, our emotional reality and our physical reality. And I think a lot of you have spent a lot of your time participating in the physical reality, which you don't have a choice if you're here on Earth, but not enough time, I should say, or not enough balance also focusing on the inner reality. So I feel like there's some sort of balancing coming in the energy here for you, Libra. And it's helping you to kind of launch into some new beginning. Some of you are maybe even looking into, you know, crystal work, because I seen a crystal here in this picture, which is interesting because I just did a crystal giveaway. I'm a Libra moon, so that makes sense for me, but that's really specific. Okay, so not for all of you. There's a lot of like deep things going on within the psyche of Libra right now. All right, so this is not like a mundane energy. I'm definitely not feeling that. I'm feeling like a lot of self-reflection going on here, all right? So this person's recent past energy for my Libras, King of Wands. Six of Pentacles. Ooh, no, I don't want to take those. Misfire. The Emperor, the Six of Swords. Or sorry, the Empress. So this person's recent past has been all about gaining their confidence, you know, maybe even money, finances, the tangible, the physical external world. So it's like you may be, you know, going really, really within, and this person is going more and more without almost. You know, you might be very focused on the ethereal pieces of you, and this person may be very focused on their tangible environment, or at least that's how it was in the past energy, okay? But I feel like this person has been doing a lot of things to boost their confidence, you know, feeling motivated to, you know, save up their money or watch what they're investing their time and energy into, if nothing else. I think that this person is, you know, wanting to nurture themselves and or this connection. At least in the past they did, but then there's been some sort of separation here. Some of you an actual separation. For others of you, this is just an emotional separation. You know, it's like a divergence of how you're seeing life. And again, this is past energy, but take it as it resonates. It's almost like Libra, you and this person's view of life and reality started to diverge somewhat in the past, you know, and this person placing more onus on the physical and the tangible, and you placing more onus on your emotions and your spiritual, or something like that, okay? And like I said, feel free to flip it if you need to, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. I heard specifically divergence, okay? So interesting. Let's go into perception. Keep in mind that perception is in the eye of the beholder, so it may be your truth, but it may not be this person's truth, but we'll start there. So, Libra, your perception. Eight of Pentacles, Two of Wands, the King of Swords. So I feel like when it comes to this connection, you know, you might have been a little bit detached or distracted. At the same time, I don't really feel like you've ever really taken your eye off of this person or they you. Even if there was emotional distance, for some of you physical distance, I feel like there was someone always still keeping an eye out, or both possibly. But it's like, you know, you may not have been showing all of your emotion or expressing all of your emotion to this person, but that doesn't mean that you weren't feeling any of it, you know, or that doesn't mean that you didn't care, you know, about what they were up to. So it's like keeping an eye on someone, but maybe not always expressing that to them. There's been a lot of contemplation in regard to the connection, as opposed to when it comes to, you know, your future, and what does your future look like, and does this person fit into that future? And, you know, taking a look at things that are important to you and things that you've dedicated your time to, and does that person fit that mold? Do they fit into what you believe, Libra, to be part of your future, right? Because I think, especially with the conjunction on the 21st, it has a lot of people kind of releasing old baggage and then looking towards the future, especially with the New Year's coming as well. So it's like deep contemplation about, is this where, you know, I'm headed, and are you headed with me? And can I see that with this connection? Or is there too much of a divergence, you know, between, you know, what you're wanting, Libra, and maybe what this person is wanting, to be determined, right? So let's see what this person's perception is. I feel like I heard all walks of life. So I feel that, again, there's that message about having different vantage points of what the situation really is and what is possible within the current reality, all right? And I feel that you and them have a bit of a different vantage point, okay? When this person thinks of the connection, they are the Three of Wands, Two of Swords, Page of Swords, and the World card. So I feel like this person is looking to the future, you know, as well. See, now this person's looking at more action-oriented type of things. See, where I feel like, Libra, for you, you're thinking about it in a more perceptual way. This person's, you know, and this may be just the way their brain is geared, is thinking more about what actions do I need to take to get me from here to there. And you're thinking about it more, Libra, in, I don't want to say imaginative thought, but more of perceptual thought, okay? This person may view you as a bit impractical at times because of that, or you, they. But yeah, I got that word, impractical. This person sees you or the connection as closed off, you know, they think that you don't know what you want, okay? They feel like, you know, you don't really trust them. And I think that's where that saying came from, or so you say. I don't know if you've actually said that to this person, or maybe they you, but it's like, they feel like when they tell you something that you don't believe that they're actually going to follow through with the action. And it could be because this person has a bad history of not following through. That could absolutely be possible. Or it could just be your perception, right? But I feel like this person sees success within the connection. You know, they know that things are getting ready to wrap up within the connection as well. So it's kind of pushing them. I heard pressed for time. That's what it was. I saw that pressure and then something shoot out. Pressed for time. This person is feeling pressed for time, or you are, okay? Or you might be pressuring this person for time, something like that, okay? So let's go into the genuine emotions, Libra, and see. So that was perception, ego, surface level, if you will. And now we're going to go into the depth, the emotion, the genuine feelings. Okay. So Three of Swords, the Empress. Well, you've got two choices in life, Libra. You can either let heartache make you strong and rigid, or you can let it make you strong and more nurturing. I feel like there's been a lot of things that have occurred, or, you know, that you may be feeling rise to the surface during this time, if it's old news, that, you know, kind of hardened your spirit a little bit, or maybe even hardened you towards this person, right? And Spirit's coming through to say, you know, this experience or the past experiences weren't meant to harden you. They were meant to strengthen you. And there is a difference, right? There's a rigidity to one, and there's an openness and softness to the other. And it can be hard to differentiate, you know, which one is the correct path for us. But just know that you can never get it wrong with unconditional love of yourself and others, okay? So I felt that message come through when it comes to the emotional space, because I do feel that you're trying your best to nurture yourself, but still feeling like hurt, you know, or emotionally drained at the end of the day, but then still feeling a strong pull towards this connection, or a strong desire to be surrounded by relationships or in a relationship, etc. But it's like you don't have, if you're not giving yourself that love, Libra, you don't have that love to give anyone else. So, you know, I think you're trying your best emotionally to try and nurture yourself. You know, I do feel like you are doing things or being guided to do things that make you feel a little bit softer in your energy, being a little more empathetic towards yourself, giving yourself a little bit more grace. You know, not thinking that you should have taken an action back or words back or something like that, but just kind of accepting yourself fully for where you're at and not focusing so much on this loss or whatever this is from the past that really emotionally drains you and kind of takes away from the comfort you could be feeling in your emotional self, okay? So all right, so let me see what this person's genuine emotions are underneath it all. King of Pentacles. The Moon. Two of Cups. Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. This person has a lot of deep emotion, all right? So yes, they may focus a lot on actions and not so much anything deeper than that, you know, or maybe that's been their persona in the past, but I actually feel this person has quite a depth of emotion. Maybe they're not very comfortable going there or showing it, which is interesting because that was the overall message. I actually picked it up as you, but I guess it could be them, you know. This person emotionally, you know, feels pretty stable in how they feel about the connection, all right? And for a lot of them, they feel a very soulmate type of energy here and very deeply. They feel very deeply because I have madly, deeply, is that Savage Garden? Truly, madly, deeply. Yeah, I think so. This person's actually quite sensitive. You know, they're actually quite sensitive, and not surprising because this keeps showing up in Libra's reading. I swear it does. And they're getting some sort of clarity in how they feel during this time frame. This person is, you know, wanting the truth of the matter, or maybe bringing you the truth. I just feel like they know how they feel. They're very in tune with that. I don't feel any question about that. They are sturdy in that. They have maybe even done a lot of deep diving into their emotional self. I heard that's unbeknownst to you, but I feel like this person has done a lot of inner reflection upon the connection or their spiritual connection with their own divine counterpart. But this person's sensitive and they know how they feel. Truly, madly, deeply, you know, that's the word, that's the song that came through. All right, so I feel clarity coming into this person's emotional space, which is interesting because I feel like Libra, you still have yet to let some things go. That's where that rigidity came in, especially if this person contributed to the pain, all right, contributed to some things that hurt you. I feel like you might be having a bit of a hard time letting that go. And I'm not saying that Libras are the best at holding grudges, but you'd be in my top 3. And don't get mad that I said that. I'm a Libra moon, okay? Not all Libras, but you know, Libra, you tend to hold on to things for a while. And it's that sensitivity, that sensitive nature, which a lot of people don't think Libras are sensitive, but every Libra, the majority of Libras, Spirit wants to correct me, that I know are actually very sensitive, you know, and like to be understood and heard because they feel they do that for other people. So I heard that this person has misconstrued you or your words in the past, and so that's why you're not so ready to just let that rigidity down, because it's almost like they purposely misconstrued it, you know, and I don't know if they actually did that on purpose or not, but that's how you feel about it. I feel for a lot of you. Nine of Wands in the upright, Knight of Wands. So this is falling in your hopes, Libra, you know, wanting to be able to trust again. There it is. There's the song I heard earlier. How do I love again? It's Sasha Sloan, Dancing with Your Ghost. I swear I've gotten that for you before. What she says is, how do I love again? How do I trust again? Go check that song out, all right? So yeah, I feel like you want to be able to let your guard down, okay? You want more action in your life. So a lot of you have spent a lot of time thinking about the connection, feeling the connection, spiritually evolving around the connection, but now you are ready for movement in the physical, action, having more action-oriented type of vibe here. So this person's hope is Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. So this person's wanting to dedicate time and energy to their confidence. Again, this person's very oriented towards like fixing things, and it may or may not be in regards to this connection. I actually feel like this person works with their hands, and or they are using, you know, like hobbies or their job or something as a means to channel their energy, to channel their creativity as well. Because I keep seeing that. But I feel like overall this person's hoping to dedicate more time to things that make them feel passionate, all right? Yeah. So there's a second group of you here, and it's super specific, and I don't like to get that specific, but I am going to talk about it at the end. So we'll just hang on for that, all right? And it's for those of you who have a third person involved here, okay? So let me finish out the reading, and then I'll speak to that group. So Libra, most likely future outcome. Now, all of the outcomes can be changed with free will, okay? You're in the driver's seat, no one else. I'm just giving you a snapshot of the most likely outcome given the energy I'm seeing now. So I feel like you really need to get out of your comfort zone, because it's almost like things that used to make you feel comfortable, you know, environments, habits, rituals, you know, like you might feel a little bit like, I heard, mundane or stuck kind of in a routine that used to make you feel very good and comfortable, but now it's like you're kind of itching to get out of that or get out of that environment, I feel. So I feel in the future energy, Libra, Spirit's really guiding you to go out of your comfort zone a little bit, you know, go explore a little bit more and break loose a little bit, okay? Because your overall energy was about expansion and expanding your outlook, right? It might help you to be able to chat on the phone, chat with a friend. You don't got to talk about your depth of your soul. Most of you aren't going to anyways, because you don't want to. You know, but some of you might, you know, but it might be good to chat, you know, on the phone or in person if you're able to do that. But don't lose hope, okay, Libra, because some of you, you're not seeing those doors of opportunity open, and you're getting stuck in the past and, you know, feeling like it's hard to let go, you know. So there's a heavy, heavy caution here. The guidance would be to Get out of your head, get out of your comfort zone, Libra. Understand that you're the creator of your own experience, and there is infinite possibilities available to you, as long as you are open to them and open to receiving. Wouldn't hurt to get into a meditation routine if you're not into one yet. And if you have to think about the past, say you keep dwelling on something from the past, then at least do yourself the favor of thinking of the good parts of it as opposed to the bad, because I feel like focusing so much on like what you don't like about it or what's wrong with it is just perpetuating more of it into your reality. So you get what you focus upon. So Spirit's really wanting to encourage you to release that. Actually release it altogether, the need to think about it or go back to the past or be haunted by it. But if you can't do that, say you're stuck there mentally, then Spirit's encouraging you to at least see the best of that situation and the outcome of it. All right? Because I feel like there's doors of opportunity here wanting to open for you. And there's enlightenment coming through, right? And that's kind of where you were headed in the past energy. So it's encouraging you to get back into some routines that used to benefit you that you might have let go of. You might have gotten a little comfortable, let go of some things that used to make you really feel good. And this is encouraging you to maybe revamp some things in your life. All right. This person's most likely future outcome. Seven of Wands. Well, they got the Six of Cups too. Judgment. This person's a bit hesitant to release the past as well. They definitely keep some things under lock and key, is what I heard. What's this about? Ten of Swords. And so I feel like for a lot of you, this person is someone that's hurt you in the past and or contributed to it in some way or another, whether they meant to or not. I don't know. I feel like this person is a bit guarded when it comes to discussing that, because they want to look towards the future. They do not want to rehash that. Okay, but and I'm not entirely sure anything good would come from rehashing it, because then you're just kind of re-sparking it into your reality. But I feel like this person has made a decision to accept what was, and they do look back on the past. They do. They, might be a bit defensive even about it, because they're trying to look towards the future here and do some future planning. And yet I keep hearing haunting. They keep getting haunted with the past or needing to make some decisions to let go of that. If this person is responsible for hurting you and they're aware of it, they want to sweep it under the rug, but really they need to just forgive themselves and forgive the situation. We're all human. We all hurt each other at some point in time. None of us go through our entire life without hurting someone else, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Just part of being fallible and human. And so I feel like there's some sort of forgiveness here that needs to occur, whether that's on your side or their side. Keep in mind, these can all be interchangeable. But it's just like, ghost of the past returning here and it interfering with future planning on this person's side and in this person's energy as well. So they're being encouraged to get the clarity that they need and to express their emotions in a truthful manner, which I actually see them being guided towards and a high likelihood of them doing, but it'll be different for each of you. And start looking more towards the future. Okay? So Libra, that's the message for the majority of you and the general message. And I don't usually do this, but I do see a very specific storyline here for those of you dealing with a third-party situation. So I'm quickly going to run through that. some of you, what the heartache is about is someone chose someone else, all right? And having difficulty letting it go is the biggest problem. This person, I feel it was this person that chose someone else, but it could have been you. Hey, you know, feel free to flip it. But I'm not going to keep going back and forth. You can flip it if you want. I just feel like this person may be dedicating time to someone else. And you're having a really difficult time coping with that, as would anyone. I think you feel it's a loss, and Spirit's wanting you to remember that sometimes what feels like our greatest loss is our greatest blessing, you know? And when one door closes, another door opens. And I know it can be difficult to hear that, and to, especially if someone hurt you, especially if there was another person involved, especially if, you know, there hasn't been forgiveness in the situation yet. But it's like keeping yourself stuck in what was and what happened is only keeping you stuck. It is not keeping anyone else stuck, just you. And the quicker you come to understand that everything happens for a reason, and there's always something to be gained from every situation, and Source would never, ever, ever leave you high and dry. So best believe something really good is going to come in, but you got to allow it in, and you can't allow it in when you're focused on a loss. So you need to flip the subject over on its head. If you're in the emotion of loss, look at the other side of that coin. On the other side of the coin of loss is gain, and you gained everything. You gained knowledge of yourself. You gained a greater understanding of what you want in a relationship and what you'll tolerate. You gained more confidence if you allow yourself to feel that way. You gained the understanding of how important it is to nurture yourself at the end of the day, and how important self-love is. It caused a lot of self-reflection. For some of you, it kick-started your spiritual awakening. And without that heartache, you may have never gotten there. And I promise you, what's coming up for you is so much better than what you just left. So that's for my Libras who have been hurt in a third party. Definitely felt guided to give you that message. So I'm going to leave it there, Libra. No, I love you so much. Zodiac signs that you could be dealing with. Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini again, Taurus again, Aries, Pisces, Scorpio, could be Cancer, Taurus again, Leo, Aquarius. Those are the primary zodiac signs I see, but keep in mind it can be any zodiac sign. Like I said earlier, it is a general reading. If it resonated, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on Facebook and Instagram, Tarot Time with Dana, linked in the About section, as well as the description box as well. I can't talk today, guys. I did add a donation feature to the About section of my YouTube. You may notice that I don't place a lot of ads, if any. I just do the first entry ad, but I chose not to place the recommended ads that YouTube likes to do every 7 minutes, because I think it takes away from the reading, but it also takes away from my monetization. So if you want to donate to the channel, that's definitely welcomed but not expected. All right. Either way, wishing you guys the very, very best. Hope you enjoyed this. Namaste.